Welcome back, everybody. We are here at the bottom of the Tempest. Well, not the bottom of the Tempest, but we're getting really close to the bottom of the Tempest. We'll go ahead and head on down. We've already been down here a bit before, so there's nothing that's going to really stop us from getting too far in here until we hit that barrier. And we'll see what's beyond that barrier. Hopefully it'll take us to the area that we need to go to for the, not get hit by that with how little health I have. Now we're good. Our guide bade us travel to the cavern floor and thence to the west. Yet 'twould seem that these twisting tunnels devise such simple instruction. Rather than rely on direction alone, I suggest we scout with care and relay the path ahead to those who come behind. Relay the path ahead for those who come behind. Yeah. Wasn't a very particular path, difficult path to go through when we went down here before. Rocks drop off sharply here, but I think this coal will thick enough to serve as a bridge. Okay. Onward! We're seeing a few more ruins about here too. Now we're having a bit more understanding of what we're seeing down here, too. It looks like a broken ship, actually. Just kind of swerve around that enemy so I don't have to deal with that. Yeah, Narn, you have a choice of two routes from here. You can either take the long way to the south along the rocks, or skip along this core branch as Alize has done. I, for one, shall be following my sister's example. Ahem. Let me see. Yeah, it's straight west, so it's not a... I have to make sure I didn't miss one down here, like, off in the corner or something further south. No, it doesn't look like it, actually. Okay. There you are, come on, I think I found the tunnel where we're looking for. Yeah, not too much further, I guess. Angry stingrays. Yeah, it should be like right beyond the door, I guess. So the rest of this, I don't think I could get up to, I don't think. Oh wait, actually I can, I think. Never mind. Let's see. Oh, it's still further northwest, though. Okay. Can I get up further northwest from here? Actually, seems like I might be able to. Maybe it's up here then. Let's see. No, it seems that's gonna be through there, because there's no way. There's no way. Let's go ahead and break the barrier here and move along. Here, this must be the barrier the Ondo spoke of. Well, that was rather more arduous than I expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for the smooth roads our ancestors cut through the wilderness. It was a treacherous path indeed. Now I believe one of us needs to raise a hand to vanish this next obstacle. Nard, I'd like you to do the honors. God, just like that. I suppose we should head end. Like it is not, this tunnel will be just as perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let's all stay aware of our surroundings, shall we? Alrighty. It shouldn't be too far in here. Urchin fish everywhere. Okay, I guess we have to go down below this way. Ah, there it is, I see it. Finally. This is number 9. Where's the last one? It is to the south. So they were basically like right on top of each other. That makes a lot more sense now.
By the gods!
When the Ondo spoke of a city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
Then we are seeing the same view. The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these... everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
Kind of curious, it almost looks like a modern city in a way. Nara, do you know the style of the architecture? Just the same used for the remnants of the cups and murals painted towers. Look closely. Emmett has not simply reclaimed these ruins, he has laid the semblance of an entire city upon them. Gods, the magnitude of this artifice is staggering, though it pains me to admit, we did not fully understand the feats of which the old world Ascian is capable. Not that far. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at the tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. It should be like right around here. There it is. And that makes number 10. Now we just need the 4 other ones for the quest ones, which is kind of curious that they haven't given us any more of them since that one the Ondo gave us. Alright, I guess we're just gonna walk around it, perhaps? Let's try the door. Look at the size of these doors. I know how pixies must feel. Narn Scorched Earth recognized. Welcome to the city of Amarat. Will you be riding a lift? What, did the building just welcome you? Yep, it's not so passing strange. Did Emmett not invite Narn to visit his abode? This plane by coming was expected. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift surfaces every level of Akarat Heights, but is practically configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of some few hundred arms of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on the we, I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. I wish to ride the lift. As you wish, the lift will arrive shortly. Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of the Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capital. Wow, okay. It's only at this distance when you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did the voice call the city? Amarat? Look, over there. Is that a person? Oh no, my mistake, that's a giant. Doesn't seem to have noticed this yet. Giant or no, a resident of this place may have much and more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Alphanod, you can't just... Ugh. Pray excuse my boldness, but may I ask you a few questions? Oh, what adorable costumes. Are you children on excursion? The district has much to teach you. How odd. That sounded like no language I've ever heard, yet I understood every word. Just as they understood us. Ahem, and which district is this exactly? Must be lost, poor things. You stand in the Plorat district, which lies in the institutions most vital to the management of our star. Can you tell us who rules the city? Who rules? What a curious question. Mayhap you're referring to our supervising body, the Convocation of the 14. So Emmet Sect isn't the leader here. Emmet Sect is the leader of the Convocation. Were you hoping to witness its deeds firsthand? Highly surprising, I suppose. The whole world has held its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus you must understand that getting an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now, before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We'll be fine. Very well. Take care, little ones. What was that all about? To my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect Emmet Sect wove them from either, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. The final days. Such words well befit the Bolivian described to us by the Asian foe. Catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which set the motion something of Zodiac and thence Heidelin herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? Men spoke as if rushing to avert disaster here and now. Unless for these people the distant past is the here and now. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alphanod. This ethereal Almarat and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Emmet Sect hath resurrected a memory in time from which before the star was sundered. So we find ourselves in a long-destroyed city inhabited by the long-departed. An unusual situation to be sure, but at least we're able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I should say we should use this to our advantage, split up and strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location for query. And while we're at it, it wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding this Convocation of 14 and the impending disaster. To mingling then. Let's meet back here when our jaws start aching. Okay. I don't know if they're just kind of like fading and reappearing out of the memory or something, because That is a bit curious. There's an ether right here. Oh, they're having some idle chatter about, it seems. This place is indeed giant, though. It would seem the hall is host to a most precarious visitor this day. What, pray tell, should be a subject of our discussion, young one? The convocation and their handling of the Crummy Pearl. 'Tis only natural that you should have questions. Should we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and the most puissant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep the star turning season after season. Be it the speaker, La Brea, or the emissary, Ilibis, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. Logarth, Mitron, and Metsek, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incumbents. Thus it is with great incredulity that we greet this recent rumor that a seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. Proven true, it was being an unprecedented development, and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I for one am confident that they shall deliver our star to salvation. And they're gone. One can never be too young to take an interest in the rhetorical arts. Welcome, little one, welcome. Well, he's still hanging around, I guess. May I help you, little one? Do you wish to prefer the transcripts of the great debates, or would you like to reserve a room for discussion? We're here to serve your needs. That's one at least. We're not very close to the spot we need to be. Was that another player? Here's the one we need to talk to next anyways. Good gracious, child, where's your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home now, quickly now. Have you not heard? There is yet confined to the lands across the sea a terrible phenomenon afflicts our star. They are calling it the final days. It said it starts suddenly, a copperose keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things within earshot, and wrests from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair. Every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance. An eternal fall of fiery rain. An incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of the phenomenon. It is as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. It is only a matter of time until Amarat 2 resounds that discordant squall. You should stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. Well, that one did not seem to be particularly positive there. I want to say the aetherite probably is down this way, I'm assuming. No, it's not here either. Okay, it looks like the way we need to go is anyway this way too, so... I feel like I should go get the aetherite first. Yeah, there it is, okay. This place is so massive and it's throwing me off. There we go. Now we can go back. So I get taken elsewhere by a cutscene or something. I want to make sure I have this place unlocked if I have to come back here. Luckily, the place we need to get to is not very far. This is the Bureau of the Architect, little one. If you require assistance, I should be glad to assist you. But are you certain this is where you should be? An audience of Amit Sek. I'm afraid you have the wrong office, little one. Besides, he is far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you've been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it said the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mighty spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence, and they shall rewrite the walls of its existence. It is a huge undertaking and must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. This is your first time here. Take a number if you haven't already, then settle in for a good long wait. Welcome to the Bureau of the Architect, little one. I shall be glad to assist you in locating the concept you seek after I have finished assisting those ahead of you in queue. Alrighty. Yeah, they want us to go all the way back over there again, huh? Were those two there before? I don't remember them being there. Let's go ahead and mount and get over there. Guess they're not speaking. Okay. No, if I'm not certain before than I am now, the people of the city believe they face the end of the world. Can I imagine what purpose compelled Amit Sek to recreate this ancient Amarat? Yet I fancy I hear his words to us echoing throughout this ocean trench. He would have his story known. Oh, we get an ether current from this. That's nice. Oh, and we have the, 3 that we need here. Huh, okay. We can compare notes once the others return. Hopefully our next move will become clear. So it would seem our conversations were much alike. A looming disaster, creation magics run rampant, and this convocation's efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. Suppose there is talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. Ah, Yarn J, if I may, what are your thoughts on the ancient's art of creation? Fascinating discipline, indeed. Aught the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. It is not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Ascians, where in ritual ceremony breathe life into figments of myth and legend. I see we arrived at the same conclusion, then. The people who lived in the age before the Sunring were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost of more than a fraction of their ether which coursed through their bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals, mayhap, or from the very land itself. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it became in effect a means for destruction. No such thing mattered, which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding Emmett Sec. Has anyone learned aught from which to lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but what we've learned, it seems the Convocation of 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a writ of permission. So we tried to look at the Bureau of the Administrator, which we thought these permissions might be issued, but the clerk there said he couldn't help us since our names don't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up. I wonder though, Narn, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice and lips seem to know who you were. It may be that your name is registered in at the bureaus as well. Worth a look at, Sec. Meanwhile, I head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray allow me to accompany the Renaissance. Reconnaissance. An arcane perspective might prove needful. Yeah, I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Maybe they knew something that could help cure Narn's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course, I don't mind. Just lead the way. Then your soul and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. There is surely more intelligence to be had. And so we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in front of the capital. Alrighty. Clerk is way out that way, but we have all these either compass quests to do, no doubt. Yep, I figured as much. Must say, little one, these garments you're wearing, these are your own original components, I take it. Clearly they must be given the regular, singular flamboyance. I would never dream of stifling a fledgling creator's creativity, but to parade about in your complicated individuality is hardly praiseworthy. An unmartained character shares their creations with the community. They do not hard them for their use alone. Delight in disparity is a mark of this moral deficient. Disparity engenders feelings of wanton resentment, which degrade the bonds of fellowship. Thus do we encourage creators to share and share alike. Else we risk kindling the embers of covetousness and violence that ever smolder in the hearts of all. Therefore I must implore you, little one, to cast aside your ritual trappings and don the communal robes, that you might acquit yourself as an equal among many. In doing so, you'll be afforded greater respect and autonomy. Worry not, for this will be a simple affair. I recall seeing a gentle soul outside the hall of heroic, carrying robes perfectly suited for one of your diminutive stature. I'm sure they'll be glad to share the wealth with you. But do hurry, little one. The eyes of the collective are ever watching and weighing your worth. Seems like this one's gonna lead me to another one anyway, so... Oh, aren't we looking rather smart this day? What can I do for you, little one? Robes to serve in lieu of your symbol. Ah, how prudent. Alas, I have nothing I can offer you at this present time. Ones your associates saw me carrying earlier were a failed experiment. I never intended to make them so small, so I disposed of them shortly after. Failed experiment? By your amused expression, I gather you find it odd that your elders can fail in such a simple application It is It's more common than you may realize, little one. In this instance, a gaggle of children was passing by as I held the image of the rolls in my mind's eye. Simply becoming aware of their presence was the form, influence, and the final product change. All things considered, it could have been worse. Just the other day, I was attempting to conceive a white-haired lion. All of a sudden, this exquisite eagle lighted on the nearby railing, giving me quite the shock, and dramatically altering my initial concept. Yes, indeed, it was the most unexpected development, but not altogether unwelcome one. Great strides are often born from unexpected impulses. But even an inspiration has its limits. For all the wonders we have wrought, I do wonder if there will become a time when we fully explore the potential of our powers. When there's truly nothing left unmade, and only iteration and imitation and stagnation remain. But such esoteric matters need not concern you, little one. For now, I would encourage you to embrace your creativity, and work your magics without fear of failure. Nevertheless, it would still be in your best interest to don the appropriate robes to avoid excess scrutiny. Why don't you go to the Bureau of the Architect and request the appropriate concept so you can fashion one yourself? We can do that, but let's go ahead and grab this other one while we're here. Greetings, little one. Come to debate. At such a young age. How wonderful. Shall we retire to the benches and settle on a topic? Oh, my apologies for jumping to conclusions. My friends are not quite as fond of the Hall of Heroic as I am, so I have a habit of chatting up any potential conversation partners. So if you're not here to debate, I presume you're here to learn about the mysterious and esoteric goings-on here. It would be my pleasure to act as a tutor in these matters, if you indulge me. The Hall of Heroic is, as its name indicates, a place where citizens may freely gather to discuss debate and all manner of topics. This central forum is ideal for open discourse, but smaller rooms are available for those desiring more intimate conversation. And there is a wealth of reading material, concerning with heroic techniques and history penned by greatest minds on offer as well. So if you wish to refine your techniques through self-study. To my mind, however, heroic is a living, breathing thing that is best experienced in the moment of conception and execution. Perhaps a demonstration would best serve to further your education. I saw a commentary of mine engaged in a lively debate earlier, just outside the hall. Go and see if they're still there, and issue to them my personal invitation to a friendly battle of wits. Alrighty. That's precisely my point, that their obsession with this so-called mandate to prove only the most beneficial concepts for wider distribution, and remind the ridiculous subjectivity of this criteria, has led the Bureau of Architect astray from its original purpose. Huh, have your business with me, child. Regardless, I'm in the middle of a heated discussion with my partner. Come back later. No. My position has nothing to do with the intrinsic value of unique identity and whether or not it is retained. Rather, I posit that the reproductions of a given concept are inherently imperfect. Thus, they themselves are unique, albeit in minor but significant degrees, and most importantly this. Variance is not to be condemned, but celebrated, better than to strive in vain for an impossible standard that, even if met, would leave us lesser for lack of diversity. The Amratines appear to be engrossed in the debate, only deaf to you and your pleas for attention. My, aren't you a stubborn little bugger? It's strangely endearing, I must admit. But you've all the time in the world. Why are you so insistent that I speak of you this very instant? Ah, you're acquainted with that chatterbox. I suppose I do owe them a debate or two. And now's as good an occasion as any, so be it. So you found my friend. Thank you, little one. Without further ado, let us commence the promised debate. As to the matter of which subject we shall debate today, I propose the recent calamity which has befallen our friends across the pond. What say you? Seeing the point of contention is, of course, whether or not Amarat should intervene on their behalf. I believe we should. The scale of the disaster which threatens the distant metropolis is a scale heretofore unseen, so equally considerable resources must be committed to counteracting its effects. I disagree. The scale considers me less than the nature of the proposition itself. Who are we to unlightly intervene in the affairs of those half a world away? If we are the saviors of one and all, such arrogance may lead to our own downfall. I understand your concerns from a philosophical standpoint. I fear that you're too quick to dismiss practical considerations out of a desire to maintain an unsaleable moral authority. But let us you and I hold here for the present and offer the floor to our young student. You have heard our opening salvos in this debate concerning the fate of our neighbors across the sea. What is your opinion on the matter? To ignore the plight of those who might considerably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. Indeed, indeed. The same can be said regardless of one's opinion on the morality of an intervention. There's a clear and undeniable benefit to Amarat in using the situation as a testbed for our newest creations. We might develop and refine our defenses against a potential threat to our own city. How rarely you see the moral high ground. Was not our young friend's point that we have an ethical obligation to aid those in need? Yet not only do you instead elect to focus on the benefit of Amarat alone, but you also deprive our distant neighbors the agency to determine their own fate. You misunderstand me. What benefits Amarat benefits all creation. From a belief, for the knowledge and wisdoms we stand to gain from intervention can then be shared with others, empowering everyone to be more effectively surmount similar trials to the future. I must say it has been far too long since I engaged in such a refreshing exchange of ideas. My colleague was equally delighted by the opportunity, so you may be assured. Some decry it as little more than an academic exercise. After all, we failed to reach a meaningful consensus. I dare say they missed the forest for the trees. Were we not more enlightened by the experience? Have we not been exposed to a greater variety of viewpoints? Is there not value in this alone? I truly believe we are blessed to be part of a society that exalts the free exchange of ideas, and that encourages active participation in the public discourse. This may have been no more than your first foray into the exciting world of heroic. But I sense you have a soul of a debater in you. You may well have the potential to change Amarat in ways no one else thought possible. You should be watching a trajectory of great interest, my young friend. That's the first one done. We did get a bit of interesting Amarat lore, I guess I would call it there, just by hearing their viewpoints. So it is kind of a interesting bit, like they were saying. Now we head off this way. I'm assuming the last one's going to be in the administration spot anyways, Bureau of Administration. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab this third one. Oh, the Bureau of the Architect, that's what I was thinking of. Greetings and welcome to the Bureau of the Architect. Are you in need of assistance? It'd be my pleasure to answer any questions you might have. To your left is the counter where you may submit registrations for new creations. To your right, you may find the counter where your recognition concepts on file. Am I correct in assuming you're not familiar with the services we provide? I see. More detailed explanation is in order, then. You understand by harnessing the power of creation, we can give physical form to all manners of concepts, yes? Picture a bouquet of fresh, fragrant flowers, all the colors of a rainbow. I'll picture those self-same flowers formed of a delicate crystal and possibly fragile and radiating hues beyond the visual spectrum. Every day our people push the boundaries of imagination to conceive new and striking designs like these. But then there are limits to what a single individual can shape with their abilities alone. Those who harbor greater ambitions may offer their concepts to others here, that they may have the strength of many accomplish what one cannot. Not all concepts are approved for wider distribution, of course. Dangerous subversive creations pose a risk to everyone. So it's only after a comprehensive evaluation, after a concept is judged to further greater good, that they are permitted to be shared with the community. Do you understand, little one? Since you're here, I think you might benefit from conversing with some of the others currently availing themselves of our services. Why don't you go and speak with some of the citizens waiting for their registrations to be processed? Much as I'd like to believe my explanation was more than sufficient, I expect you'll gain greater insight in this way. Hello, hello, little one. So ready to see one of your size roaming about here. Come to learn about the Baru, are we? I'm here today to register a new creature. Boneless and with semi-translucent skin, it drifts through the air like a dancer on a summer breeze. Its tentacles trailing behind, it uses as gas bladders to propel itself from place to place, you see. I mean, it's not the most elegant of designs. I'd not shed a tear if it were rejected, quite frankly, but what can I say? Take pleasure in conceiving unorthodox designs. A beginner like you shouldn't take after me, though. If you're looking to pick up a few tips, you should probably ask somebody else. Is that my number that was just called, if you'll excuse me? Were you the child I saw speaking with the attendant earlier? I thought so. So you're an orderly ego to learn about concepts and creations. That curiosity will serve you well, little one. I've been credited with a few popular concepts, I'm proud to say. Hoping that my latest will be equally well received. Autonomous figures. I say my latest, but it's really just a product of many other efforts and individual insights, but such is the case for every masterwork, I reckon. Autonomy notwithstanding, these creations know no fear. They are wholly devoid of emotion, and will without hesitation or resistance engage in any dangerous activity even if death is assured. There's a beauty in that, I think, and I hope the officials do as well. I tell you, there's nothing more nerve-wracking and thrilling than the waiting period before you receive the result. I love it and hate it in equal measure. Anyway, that's all I have to say about it. If you're still keen to learn more, why not pester the worrywart over yonder? Come to think of it, I think their particular creation is designed to appeal to children. Welcome to the Bureau of Architect, little one. Are you here to request a concept for personal use? If so, what sort of concept did you have in mind? Ah, communal robes. That should take a moment to prepare. Before I fill out your request, I should caution you. Pardon me for asking, but your creative potential is, relatively low, is it not? We are trained to assess these things, and I fear that you do not possess the ability to express this concept in physical form. It's almost as though you completely lack it, though. That can't possibly be. But regardless of the reason, you needn't worry. We have special tools that may be used to address this very eventuality. I'll furnish you with a etheric rope you can use to restrain one of the forgotten cubuses that congregate in the plaza north of the Academia Ander. You need to weaken your query before you can rally behind them, but once you have, you can repurpose the energies to create your own words. Alrighty. You there, a spying creator come to learn about the Burrow and its inner workings, I trust. That's all well and good, but since you're here, perhaps you can help me with a little something. I've been refining a concept of mine for some time now. Adorable little creatures designed to be a perfect plaything for any young citizen. I'm still terribly unsure if they're ready to be submitted for approval. Which is why I was hoping you might find it first, put it through its paces, and tell me what you think. In honest opinion, I'll have no flattery from you, young lady. This matrix will allow you to summon my creations, but don't use it here. Take it outside first. Don't be afraid to play rough, it's all part of the fun. Alright, we can do that. Oh, they want me to go pretty far back here. I think they're gonna be a bit fighty, I think. A little fighting in this city, apparently. Alright. Just one down. Did little damage to me. Nothing too crazy though. That's gonna finish up that quest, so. I don't know, the one with the robe seems to be a little bit more, extended, I guess. I don't know if we'll actually get a set of robes or not at the end of this or not. It'd be kind of cool, but I didn't actually see it in the reward, so. How'd you find my lovelies? Were they delightful and engaging as I hoped? Tell me everything, spare no details. I say, they spout nonsensical phrases, attack you like mad beasts. How distressing and not at all what I intended. My sincerest apologies to you, little one, for the unpleasant experience. Still, from these experiences to be stronger and wiser. Look forward to the day when you try your hand at creation too. Okay, we're surely making our way through these. Once we get this last robe one done, then we have all the ether currents we're going to have to get, because the last one is going to be the reward for our story quest at the moment, so. I'm assuming we have to head this way, I'm not sure. Well, it looks like we have a thing we can grab here, actually, so. Weird little slime monsters, I guess they are. Can I use this? No, I guess I have to get a little weaker. There we go. Looks like that's going to be the end of that quest chain. I think they kind of just reappear, like disappear and reappear in places or something, because I'm not seeing some of these people as I go by, and then I'll see them later on. Welcome back, Low One. Did you succeed in finding its Cubus? You've done well, Little One. Allow me to siphon its energies and prepare the matrix for you. It should only take a moment. Here we are, a creation matrix that you may use to generate your own robes. Concept is inscribed upon the crystal, which has been infused with either of the beasts you brought me. What? Why are you looking at me as though you don't know how to channel the powers of creation? It's as natural as breathing. Even a newborn babe has the instinct. Even if your potential is lacking, as one of our people, you must surely know what to do. So no robes for us, I guess. Now we can just freely go about, yeah, we can freely go about doing the story quest now. There's nothing else holding us back. Now we made it to the administrator spot. A visitor's writ. Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Armed Scorchus, please wait near the counter where I confirm your details. Okay, we can do that. Armed Scorchus, your application is ready for collection. As your residency is approved by Emmett Self himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here's your application documents, submit them at the Bureau of Secretariat, and the clerk will issue a visitor's writ for the capital. Alright. We're slowly making our way through the city here. Alrighty. Cubus is still hanging out there. Oh, there's apparently quite a few of them, actually. You best, I don't want to mess with you anymore. Alrighty. And I assume after this it's probably going to be to the capital. Which is no doubt where Emmett South is. Oh, they're all hanging out here in the stands. Next, please. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once the application has been processed. It's like an alien city, and we're doing all this, like, bureaucracy. May I? You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of Emmett Silk? Nay, there's no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not here. I only know that my name is Hithulidius, and that this city is a creation, a phantom moment plucked from the wealth of history. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emmett Silk's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstitution. A stray thought would have been enough. Hithulidius will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. In spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest, a bit part meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Yes, I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company while we wait. Come this far, then you know the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. Final days, which began as an isolated incident, soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a well for our star. They repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. A creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. And from their sacrifice, Zodiac was born, just as we hoped. He reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet I don't know how the star had suffered. So many species lost, the land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give themselves a zodiac. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that the trees, grasses, and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered the means of which we might protect it. The convocation decided thus: we'd nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some proportion of its living energy to the Zodiac. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls who fed up his strength. Together we would resume our roles as stewards. There were those, however, who disagreed with the plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiac, that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. This descendants surrendered the life energies in the creation of Hydaelyn, an incarnation of their opposing belief, and for the first time in history our people stood divided. Know you, then, how this conflict ended? I thought you might. And himself has ever been a champion for the will of Zodiac. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will not have abandoned his course. He will pay the price for a return by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Emmett Selk is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine that they only grow heavier with every passing century. It's a truly terrible weight he has chosen to carry. That's us. Seems your turn has come. Pray don't let me keep you. Ah, there was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? Nah, I see no definite form, just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion. Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tell the tale. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. Yeah, this is just the kind of fate I would expect from one such as she. Surely Emmett Selk has recognized the hint of her in you. Very well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. It's curious indeed. That's the only other person that's ever actually said they recognize that Albert is there. Huh. Your visit is writ as requested. When you wish to gain minutes to the capital, simply present the document to the intendant within. Alright. I think we're good now. We've been at this for a while now, but I think we're so close to the end that I think we're... I should just teleport over there, to be honest. It's going to be quicker than even mounting over that way because of how far these ends stretch. But yeah, I feel like we're getting fairly close to the very end here. Alright, I think it's just straight to the capital at this point. Finally, you were gone so long I was on the verge of mounting a rescue party. I'll fared you in your Barak ventures. I see my instincts were correct. And a good thing too, Yarn J and I will have chances of breaking into the capital, and an official entrance is by far the more attractive option. Capital posted not a single armed sentry. It would seem that in their time they did not deem it needful to post guards. The windows' doors, however, appear heavily warded. Though mightily did we strive, with strength mundane and magical, we failed to budge them, even a fraction of one elm. Perhaps 'twas simply the case that Ellet's extrication did not extend to its usual function. We didn't try everything, of course, but we thought it'd be best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Reen and I tried to ask you about a cure for you. Problem is, these ancients didn't exist upon Monmarts today. They'll happily tell you their own tales, and whenever we attempted to explain our situation, the conversation quickly became muddled. What have you, Narn? Wasn't aught worthy of interest said during your efforts to obtain a writ? Great sacrifice of life in exchange for the brethren's resurrection. And you say all the Ascian scheming has been leading to this. All this time, but if this means to enact a plan, then things will end with a rejoining. I thought we knew their intentions in full, restore the world to its former glory, in turn empower Zodiac to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. Yet that was merely a step along the way. I hesitate to put it in words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Ascians mean to draw on their lives of the source to make their sacrifice to make their sacrifice to Zodiac. This does seem the most likely scenario. Perhaps those who ally with the Ascians would be spared that fate. But what value is there in surviving when all of our history and our struggles will be erased? Cannot conscience such an act? Of course not, and that's to say not of what MXF plans for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, Narn, and then when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before and those who come after. By everyone that you've ever met. Change things that so even my other self dying somewhere in that future calamity will smile and say I knew you'd win. Is fighting M itself the only way? He created an entire city. It will take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. If you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. And that's the last zone is Shadowbringers with the flight unlocked, so that's nice. Do you remember that talk we had atop the tower in Mortsug? I'm still of the same mind as I was then. I won't abandon you, and you don't abandon me. Together we'll make a difference in this fight. There's always hope if you look for it. I saw it again and again as you tore those veils of light from the sky. If we keep taking the next step forward, there's a chance we'll find a way to save you. So no matter how long it takes or how much it hurts, you can count on me to keep on walking. If all three spoke of the disaster which would bring upon our own heads, the ceaseless conflict. Imagine how you would sneer to see what's become of the first, not to mention your peer's predicament. Yet who can deny the fire your deeds have ignited in people's hearts? You achieved what my logic and ideals never could, uniting disparate peoples under your banner of hope and common purpose. Without you, that giant talus would never have raised its head. I have borne witness to many such miracles on your side, and would do so again. This is but another obstacle on the road. So come, let us travel it. Drag me through wonder and danger as you want to do, and I shall endeavor not to slow you down. As well thou knowest, if we are to usher Emexet into his rest, we must needs bind his Ascian soul and then shower it with overwhelming force. The former task required oversight, and such I prepared, upon the Azarch's asking no less, though 'twas my ever my intent to provide said boon. The future which our noble friend doth hail as a world fallen to Ascian artifice. He would not see such a grim history repeated. In a sense, Emexet's destruction will be the accumulation of Azarch's efforts, a reward for all he hath endured these many years. Yet even as thou stridest into the jaws of pearl, forget not but this fondest wish, and that many others besides, is to see thee survive into the morrow. 'Tis the pursuit of those happiest outcomes I do pledge to remain at thy side. Our time in the First has been a never-ending succession of trials, as arduous as our path in the Source ever was. Yet through our journeys together, though that deep and foreboding wood, you have helped me to stay true to my convictions. Thus I'll return the favor. Do as your heart decrees, without hesitation or regret. That is all I'll say in the matter. Well, this has put everyone in a solemn mood, hasn't it? Honestly, we're not even sure this will be the end of it. But I suppose we must speak our minds when we have the opportunity. You've taught me that much in Al-Marang. So forgive me this moment of sentiment, Narn, by dragging me into this sorry mess. You've given me a chance to think and act as I should have, for Rain's sake. Words can express how much this has changed my life, or how grateful I am for your support. So I shall express my gratitude through action instead. No matter where you decide to go, I'll be there guarding your back. When Mephilia entrusted me with her power, she warned me that no matter how strong you become, you can still fall victim to despair. You can still feel powerless. And she was right. After your collapse in Mount Gog, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. If I made a mistake, if I failed to bind the light within you, I was terrified you would die. Even now, you could be moments from turning, and I wouldn't even know how to save you. You, Thancred, the others, you've all been there when I needed help. Mephilia surrendered her life to me, her legacy. I should be ready to do the same for you, and I want to, but I do, but I just... I'm not good enough. She told me to follow your example, and I've tried. I've really tried. Then you shouldn't hang your head. I shouldn't. Let's all keep looking forward like the heroes who never gave up hope for this world. I'm not sure who you... Actually, never mind. I think the answer might be different for all of us. No, nothing will come of brooding here in self-pity. I've made my decision. Narn, I'm going with you. Guess this is just about it, I think. I'm assuming our battle is going to be in the capital. We heard about these calamities the other cities are facing. Terrifying concepts, the stuff of nightmares running amok. What are these people to do? Good question. We've made it to the capital. Welcome to the capital. All visitors must present an official writ of permission before admittance will be granted. Your documents appear to be in order. You may proceed into the capital, but any guests you may choose to bring with you must remain in your vicinity at all times.
This really is unacceptable. I gave you very specific instructions.
Emmet Selk.
My invitation was for an abomination, ripe with the power to bring about the world's annihilation. Not this half-broken thing. Whatever am I to do with you? And I see you insist on keeping the same familiar company. Are you so lost without them?
It is not she who is lost without the familiar. Not content with remaking an entire city, you aim to fill it with the reconstituted souls of the dead.
I may have gotten a little carried away in my attention to detail, added a few unnecessary flourishes. Well, there's no point trying to hide it. Yes. Once the rejoining of worlds is complete, Zodiac will regain his full strength and shatter his prison. Then we shall offer up the Source's remaining inhabitants in sacrifice, that we might resurrect our brethren who died to bring Zodiac into existence. But what was it that you came here to do exactly?
Came here for the Azarch.
Well, you can't have him. The wisdom that man guards may open up new worlds of possibilities. He has unlocked the secrets of travel across the rift, and through time as well, it would seem. Quite an accomplishment for one of his incomplete nature. I must explore the limits of his capabilities, and harness that power for the Ardor. Even now, after everything, you refuse to see reason. You think it unfair that you are subject to suffering? That your lives will be sacrificed for the Ancients? Look at me! I have lived 1,000 of your lives. I have broken bread with you. Fought with you, grown ill, grown old, sired children, and yes, welcomed death's sweet embrace. For eons have I measured your worth and found you wanting. Too weak and feeble-minded to serve as stewards of any star. Have your recent spats with Vorthri and his sin-eaters taught you nothing? Have you not learned that your ignorance and frailty beget only endless misery? How long do you mean to perpetuate this farce? How much more must I endure your bumbling interference? Let us imagine that the laws of reality are again undone, and the world faces true annihilation. Do you honestly believe that half your number would sacrifice themselves to save the other? Of course they wouldn't! And if you had witnessed history unfold as I have, you would reach the same conclusion. You cannot be entrusted with our legacy. I will bring back our brethren, our friends, our loved ones. The world belongs to us, and us alone.
Emmet Selk! We understand, truly, but it makes no difference. The ones you love are in the past, while ours are here in the present. One day, we too will be ashes and dust, but not today. Our time is not yet finished. We share your conviction, and that is why we will not abandon our course.
You think us the same? You think your tattered soul of equal worth to those I lost? Then come, earn your place. Prove yourselves worthy to inherit this star. Behold the coming oblivion. 'Twas the end of our era and the beginning of our great work. A fitting backdrop for your final judgment. I shall wait within, but do not spend too much time on your preparations. There's no telling how much longer the guest of honor will last.
Alright, looks like we have a dungeon to do. So we're gonna go ahead and work on that in the next video. And I will see you guys next time. See you then.